Call our meeting to order. Welcome to our Board of Education meeting for the month of February. A few administrative items to get out of the way first, and then we will hopefully get straight to our recognition for both our students and educators of the month. So to get things started, let me read our open public meeting statement, which says the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies, at which time any business affecting their interests is discussed and acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this Act and Board of Education Policy 0162, the Board of Education of the Borough of Bound Brook has caused notice of this meeting to be posted in the board office and at Bound Brook High School and mailed or faxed to the Courier News, Bound Brook Borough Clerk, South Bound Brook Board of Education, and any person who has requested individual notice and paid the required fee. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ms. Lee, a roll call, please.
Here.
Here. Thank you very much. And just to acknowledge our swearing in of a new board member in item 1.4 is really just for Ms. Musson, who, since she's not here tonight, we're going to skip over that and we will roll it forward to the March meeting. At this point, we are up to item 2.1, Dr. Freeman's superintendent report.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our February board meeting. It's good to see all of the parents and the smiling faces and the balloons so we can celebrate our employees of the month and our students of the month. At this time, I would like to call up Dr. S. to present our student of the month for Lamont Annex. Yay! Yeah! Yeah! And next up from Lafayette School, Ms. Casillas.
Good evening. Our second grade student of the month is Jasmine Hernandez Cruz. Jasmine is from Mrs. Montoya's class. She has 3 older siblings. Her favorite school subject is language arts. She enjoys reading, drawing, and playing with her siblings. And she wants to be a doctor when she grows up because Jasmine enjoys making people feel good. Congratulations, Jasmine. Our third grade student of the month is Emric Cornejo Dionisio. Emric is from Mrs. Merlot's class. He has 1 brother and 2 sisters. Where's Jadiel? Jadiel here today? He's home? All right, Jadiel's home. His favorite school subject is math. He loves playing soccer and playing with his cousin. And when he grows up, he wants to be a professional soccer player. Congratulations, Emric.
And next up from Smalley School, Miss Morgan.
Okay, our 4th grade student of the month is Mateo Arias. Mateo has 3 older brothers. His favorite subject is art because he likes to draw. His favorite hobbies include playing board games with his family and drawing. And he wants to be a chef when he grows up because he loves delicious food and he likes helping his mom with the eggs in the kitchen, right? When you cook.
You know.
All right, go on. Thank you. You ready, Judith? Come on up. Our 5th grade student of the month is Judith Chacon. Come on. Here, want to come here? This is for you. All right, so Judith has 1 big brother. Her favorite subjects are art and gym. She likes to draw and she likes sports. She has always wanted to be a police officer when she grows up. But she's been thinking about being an artist, and I forgot her other favorite hobby is editing images on the computer, right? All right, and she won. Congratulations, Lisa. Do you want? Yeah. Congratulations. And our 6th grade student of the month, I'm not sure if she was able to come. She wasn't sure. Her name is Alexandra Selecki. Are you here? I do not think she is, but she has 2 older sisters. Her favorite subject is ELA because it's calming for her. She enjoys reading and writing. Her favorite hobby is drawing. And she wants to be a lawyer when she grows up because she can help people and it's good money. I think that's a good plan.
And next up, we have Dr. Santa Surma from Community Middle School.
Hello, everyone. Please welcome our 7th grade student of the month, Javier Alcazar. Javier was nominated by his teachers, Miss Amandora and Mr. Jester. Javier has 2 siblings, Sebastian and Ace. Favorite subject in school is subjects, ELA and math. Favorite hobbies are building things such as PCs and models. And when Javier grows up, he wants to be a professional soccer player or work in the military. Congratulations. Our 8th grade student of the month from Community Middle School is Angeli Marquez Calderon. Angeli was nominated by her teacher, Mrs. Bennett, has 2 siblings, Andrea and Tatiana. Favorite subject in school is art, painting, and drawing. Favorite hobbies are playing with her sister and drawing and baking. And when Angeli grows up, wants to become a chef.
And last but not least, from Bound Brook High School, filling in for Mr. Smith, Mrs. Larson.
Thank you. Our first student of the month is Derek Saz Oriana. Derek has 2 siblings. His favorite subject in school is the structured work experience. His favorite hobbies are sports, video games, and talking with his friends. And his future career plans are to go to college and study mechanical engineering. Our next student of the month is Jalen Linton Niles. She has 3 younger siblings, Darren, Jenna, and Janine. Her favorite subject in school is math and art. Her favorite hobbies are painting, writing, and listening to music. And her future career plans is looking at possibly being an artist, graphic designer. Our next student of the month is Genesis Ceballos Hernandez. She has 1 sibling. Her favorite subject in school is Spanish and English. Her favorite hobbies is she loves to read books and play badminton. And her future career plans is she wants to be a doctor when she grows up. And our final student of the month cannot be with us today because he's currently competing in a winter track meet as we speak. But his name is Juan Pablo Mendez. He has 1 brother. His favorite subject in school is English. His favorite hobbies are running outside. And his future career plans is to go to college, but he's still deciding exactly what he wants to do. He's only a freshman, so he has plenty of time to figure it out. Thank you.
Let's have another round of applause for all of our students of the month. Okay, at this time, I'd like to call forth Dr. S to introduce our District Employee of the Month, Miss Jorge.
Come on
Oh.
down. Yes. All right. Hi. Congratulations to Miss Jorge, our District Educator of the Month. Miss Jorge is a special education teacher who truly cares about her students and works hard to help each child succeed. She creates a classroom where students feel supported, confident, and ready to learn. Ms. Jorge leads fun and meaningful activities that help students grow. Each morning, she starts with games like Pass the Beanbag, where students practice listening, taking turns, and working together. She changes lessons when students need extra help and comes up with hands-on activities when materials aren't ready, making sure everyone stays engaged and successful. She also plans real-life experiences to help students build independence. For example, she took her class to a local diner, taught them how to read a menu, decide what to order, speak clearly to the server, and handle money. She works closely with families, translating during conferences and sending notes in their home language so everyone's included and informed. Ms. Jorge is always willing to help whenever she's needed, from preparing lessons to supporting behaviors and helping with school events. Her care, patience, and love for teaching shine in everything she does. Through her hard work, kindness, and guidance, Ms. Jorge makes a real difference with the lives of her students and everyone she works with. Congratulations, Ms. Jorge.
Thank you. Thank you. And next up, I'll call Dr. Santa Surma up to call forward our Educational Services Professional of the Month, Miss Zhang.
So congratulations to Miss Sue Zhang, our Academic Support Teacher of the Month for the Community Middle School. Mrs. Zhang serves as an intervention specialist providing targeted and intentional support to our 7th grade math students. In this role, she works tirelessly to ensure that every learner has access to the skills and strategies necessary for success. Her work is rooted in a deep understanding of both curriculum and need, and she approaches each day with patience, precision, and purpose. Ms. Zhang carefully analyzes assessment data, identifies learning gaps in designs, and tailors intervention strategies to address those needs. Whether working one-on-one or small groups, she provides focused instruction that strengthens foundational math skills, builds conceptual understanding, and increases student confidence. Her ability to meet students where they are and move them forward is truly commendable. Through daily partnership with her classroom co-teacher, she helps design and refine lessons that are both supportive and rigorous. Together, they create learning experiences that not only reinforce essential skills, but also push students to think critically. Ms. Zhang challenges students with higher order thinking questions and facilitates purposeful discussions that deepen understanding and promote problem solving. Her calm guidance and high expectations empower students to take academic risks and engage meaningfully with mathematics. Beyond the classroom, Mrs. Zhang is a vital contributor to the What I Need or the WIN math program at the community middle school. Her dedication ensures that students receive the additional time and focused instruction necessary to grow and succeed. She's also an active participant in extracurricular activities and school-wide events, further demonstrating her commitment to building a positive and supportive school community. Mrs. Zhang's dedication, collaboration, and her belief in her students make a lasting difference each and every day. We are grateful for her expertise, her compassion, her commitment to excellence. Please join me in congratulating and celebrating Ms. Sue Zhang, our Academic Support Teacher of the Month.
Another round of applause for our District Educator of the Month, and Education Professional Service of the Month. Okay, at this time, I'd like all parents and students of the month to come up to the stage to take a group picture. Congratulations. Congratulations. Communicating with you an email, right? Okay. Congratulations. And at this time, can we have our employees of the month make their way up front?
I didn't get the memo. Should have read closely. Hey, how's it? It'll be March, but we weren't ready to do negotiations. That's why. Are you ready to talk about it? So we're waiting. Dr. Friedman's gonna work up a
Well, I think that one again, I'm gonna put that tonight.
Yeah.
We might just add some,
to clarify.
so there's no issue with it. Exactly.
But no, I know you want to be there. We want to.
Well, I just wanted to.
Are we?
Planning. I think it's easier.
Absolutely.
I'm super obsessive, if you can't tell.
I get it. I get it. You should be good now. And we'll adjust the volume. You start to-
Okay.
After you do all the work, you can sit. But now I'm gonna go.
Ready. Okay, to get started. So the student safety data system is one of the ways in which we as a district report and monitor student safety. The data that I'll be reporting on tonight, it captures from September 1st to December 31st. So all of the reported categories that we'll be discussing will be within that timeline. And really we use this information to gain insight into patterns and trends in the reported categories, and also use it as a guide to develop strategies and interventions in terms of what we see reported in the data. So Section A focuses on the 8 categories that we report on. We have violence, vandalism, substances, weapons, confirmed HIBs, other incidences leading to removal, alleged HIBs, and restraint and seclusion. One key takeaway I'd like everyone to see is just the overall safety remains very strong, very few incidences of violence, vandalism, and weapons. We do have confirmed HIBs at Smalley and community, and those are areas that we are addressing. We have our guidance counselors who are facilitating targeted character education lessons. We have individual meetings. We have targeted lunch bunches taking place at Smalley, and an activity at community called In Your Shoes, where the guidance counselors are actually working with the offenders so that they understand how the targeted students are feeling in those situations. At community, at high school, we have incidents that are leading to removal and substances. Again, we are looking at that and we understand it to be an area of concern. Our guidance counselors and our student assistant counselors are working with individual students. We also took some proactive measures specifically with an assembly called the Easy Fix Assembly, where our students actually heard firsthand accounts of individuals who had issues with substance abuse and the impact it had on them. So we are looking at ways to address what we see coming up in the data, and we're going to continue with these initiatives moving forward. What I'd also like to draw attention to is specific to Lamont, which is just that there were 2 restraint and seclusions. And really what the message that it sends is that our district prioritizes other strategies other than restraint and seclusion, and that we use those strategies only in the event of only when necessary to ensure that students are safe. So I think that's something that we also should be proud of looking at this data. Section B focuses on the cost of vandalism. Thankfully, we haven't had any vandalism, so there's been no cost to our district. Section C focuses on actions taken specific to HIB. You can see that we have had in-school suspension, out-of-school suspension. We did have a police notified in one of the cases, but there was no complaint filed. We're really trying to address the situation within the schools themselves, and additionally handle the education of our students who are going out on HIBs internally as well. Section D focuses on offenders and the targets. You can see at community, we have an equal number of offenders and targets, where Smalley and the high school have an uneven number. In those cases, we often have multiple offenders with one specific target. But what is great to note on here is that we have no victims of violent criminal offenses. Section E refers back to the slide that I talked about before with suspensions, in that we're able to educate our students and not have to do anything externally. We've been able to provide them assignments, instruction within the school. We haven't had to rely on any in-district programs or special in-district programs, home instruction, or out-of-district programming as well. This gives us a 3-year comparison, looking at from 23-24 all the way through 25-26. And overall, we see there's been relatively stable, but I do want to point out the significant decrease in violence from last year, from 6 incidents to 1. We understand that HIB is our largest reporting category. And as I mentioned before, we're really working hard within our guidance department and initiatives with all the building administrators to work with our students so that we can teach them those lessons so that those HIBs are reduced in the future. And we also recognize that there is the increase in substance abuse, and we are too looking at that from our SAC counselor and our guidance department to enhance some of the things that we're doing. In addition to reporting out on those reported categories, we also have to report out on our school safety drills. We are required to have 1 fire drill per month, but in addition, we also have to run school safety drills each month. In September, we had our evacuation. In October, we had our shelter in place. And in November and December, we had our lockdown. We also are required to do a bus safety drill where our students actually are on the bus and learn how to safely get off the bus and out the back or out the front, depending on what's going on. And we did that as a district in all schools in September. And lastly, the other piece that we're working on in all the schools is having planning meetings regarding our cardiac response team. I think ultimately what I want everyone to take away from this is I'm required to report out numbers, but these are our students. This is our school climate. And we're really trying to use this data to ensure that our students have a safe learning environment. Our guidance team is working really hard. Our principals are working really hard. And this data is going to continue to help guide us moving forward to identify additional strategies and other preventative measures to reduce some of the areas that we do have concern. And that's it. Does anyone have any thoughts or questions? So each school is required to report out on all of our drills. when we evacuate, they're actually timing evacuations. We also have conversations with Dom Longo in terms of improving any of the processes that we already have. I mean, even in the case of last year where we had an emergency evacuation and we weren't able to come back to the schools, specifically in Smalley, we came back together as a team to do just that, to evaluate our processes and really start improving them and being prepared, most importantly.
Something that we've always been dealing with, but we're catching it earlier, or are we noticing some new trends are
So they're actually pretty similar, even in terms of the reported incidences themselves, which is part of the reason why they did bring in assembly the Easy Fix to really start to appeal to the students on a level where they can see the impact. I think sometimes students just need to hear a story, relate to a story, and we're hoping preventative measures like that will start impacting these numbers. You'll notice that, as I mentioned, this is the reporting period from September to December. So come the end of the year, I'll do a secondary report and we'll be able to really take a look at those numbers again. Thank you.
All right, since our student board member is not with us this evening, we are moving right along to our committee reports. First up is Education Committee. Mr. Dawson, if you're ready, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you, Mr. President. We had 2 items on the Education Committee agenda. One was the SSDS report that the Assistant Superintendent just shared, so we discussed that. We also looked at the mid-year data from our benchmark assessments. So Mrs. Griffin was kind enough to introduce us to the Linkit platform and a representative from Linkit, which is the data software that staff in the district use to collect and analyze data and the assessments. So we were able to compare the fall Form A administration to the Form B, as well as look at the data from IXL and iReady. We are excited that a lot of the investments that the district has put into professional learning curriculum is paying off, and we're seeing some exciting growth. We also took a look at areas where we'd like to see a little bit more growth, and it was nice to see the district reaffirm its commitment to Tier 1 instruction. So we're excited about things to come. We did have some discussion about the timing of the assessment and when is the optimal time to give the benchmark tests. It's one of those age-old questions where there's no real correct answer. So these are tests that were given in December, which can be a tough time in education right before the holidays. So we hypothesized about what the ideal timing might be and concluded there was not an ideal time. So, so we're excited to see what the spring results look like and how that information can inform putting a budget together and allocating resources and looking at curriculum.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Mr. Dawson. Any questions regarding the Education Committee? All right, hearing none, up to governance, Mr. Bao.
Okay, first, something that wasn't at our meeting, but I just don't want to forget. If you didn't check your email, we have our new field rep coming to our April meeting. at 5:30 for our yearly ethics training. So put that in your calendar. If you didn't get it, it was sent out in an email, so you can find it there. We had just 2 items. One was something brought to us by administration, actually, I think through a parent. We talked about adopting a policy naming our schools as an official safe zone for kids. In other words, a place where ICE can't come into our schools, where our children are safe to learn and they can feel safe that their family can feel safe that nothing's going to happen to them. There was a sample policy in our agenda. I think one is going to be written up it'll be on the next agenda. The committee read it. We all wholeheartedly approved the policy. I don't know if anybody else has had a chance to look at it, but obviously anything that keeps our students safe and helps them, feel that they're in an environment where it's best suited for them to learn, we're all for it. So if there's any conversation on that, we'd love to hear it. But as a committee, we were 100% behind that policy. Also, we looked at 2 different iterations of next year's school calendar. Because Labor Day falls on the 7th, I believe, I think it's the 7th next year. We could either start on the 3rd, which is a couple days before, obviously, and get out on the 18th as we usually do. That's the normal way to do it. Or some people thought, oh, let's start after and start on the 10th, which would have us in school until the 24th. As a committee, we went through the whole thing. We went through the calendar with administration, and we are recommending we prefer the calendar that starts on the 3rd. A lot of other districts in the area are. There are a couple who are starting later, to be sure, but we preferred the calendar that started on the 3rd, honestly, because it gets out on the 18th, and that, let's be honest, June 24th is torture for teachers and students and administrators and everybody involved. So we'd much rather get out on the 18th. So again, any conversation from the board as a whole is great, but that was our recommendation. And that's all we had at our committee.
Thank you, Mr. Bell.
Oh, one other thing. I don't know, Ms. Lee, did anybody still have to do their disclosure? Are we all done? Yes, I was probably last. Okay.
You weren't.
I wasn't. Never mind. Okay, sorry about that. Go
Guaranteed.
ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Bell, for the report. If I can just add 2 comments. The first one being the school calendar that was referenced is actually later in our
Yes,
agenda
sorry,
for
yes, it is.
approval. So just realize that you will be acting upon recommendation of the committee. And then a comment on the policy regarding the safe schools. I think it's important to note that it's really a reflection of the current procedures that the administration already has in place. We're really just codifying them in our policies to send a stronger message about how firmly we believe that that's the right course of action. So it's nothing that's overwhelmingly new, but reaffirms our commitment to that principle.
Yeah, well said. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions on governance? All right. Hearing none, we are up to human resources. Mrs. High.
Okay. As we always start off, we always look at the personnel status. And as our meeting was on February 9th, and at that time we had 10 open positions. And it goes across the board. There were lunch aides, bus drivers, teachers, etc. As of tonight, we have 7. So it's really nice to see that this is closing up and just the positions are being filled. We also have 4 leave replacement positions. And, admin is interviewing for nurses. You'll see some of these positions on the board tonight for approval. I believe there are 6 new hires on there. We also went over job descriptions, just organizing and accessibility so that everybody knows what their individual responsibilities are. They are going to be placed in Google Sheets for board approval, and there'll be a tab so that anybody can look at the draft of the job description. We also met with the CUSAC committee, and it was very busy, and it was actually some nice discussion going on. It was a CUSAC team, which is the superintendent, assistant superintendent, admin, supervisors, teachers, parents, board member, and county officials came in just to begin the site review. And there are 5 components to CUSAC. It's instruction and programming, fiscal management, governance, operations, and personnel. The part that we were focusing on right then was just personnel, where they actually go in and randomly select 10 staff, people on staff, just to make sure that all verifications are correct and the paperwork is as it should be. We're also getting into negotiation time, and scattergrams have gone out, and we're looking to meet with the Education Association by the end of the month, beginning of March. And that is it.
Thank you, Mrs. High. One thing that I'll just point out in terms of our staffing, I think at this point, with over 300 employees, 7 open positions represents like 98% staffed. And I think that's a direct reflection. I'm not sure if I've said this in public enough, but of the work that our administrative team has really done to change the culture here. So kudos to Dr. Freeman and the entire team for making that happen. The more stability we have in the classroom, the better the education for our students. It's the foundation of everything. So thank you very much for that. Any other comments or questions for for human resources? All right, we're up to Mr. Zupko with operations.
Oh boy. Okay, operations was probably one of the shortest meetings, but one of the most consequential meetings that we've had. We talked about a change of the March committee meeting date, and the majority of the meeting really revolved around the budget. The governor's address for the next, the budget coming up is going to be March 10th. I can just say that the entire operations committee has their full faith behind the administrative team and the business office, knowing that everything is being done to make sure that a incredible, fair, balanced, transparent budget will be presented. So we're just waiting on some numbers, and that was pretty much it for operations. Any questions, Mr. President? Oh, I was told the new sign was installed, which makes me extremely happy, and everyone, I'm sure. So I wanted to thank the admin team and our contractors and individuals within the district that had done that. Incredible job. Makes the aesthetics of the high school look even better.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Thank you, Mr. Zupko. Just one note that I would add on the shift in the budget schedule and the resulting change in our meeting dates. That's driven primarily by the governor deciding that she's going to release her preliminary budget a little bit later. So just recognize that this entire process is really outside of the control of the people that are working here in the district. We're really reacting to what's happening at the state level, and to some extent we just need to be flexible. So for everybody, as long as we can make the meeting hopefully later in the month, everything will go similarly as it has in prior years. Any other comments or questions from Mr. Zupko on operations? All right. Mrs. High, do we have a report for SCESC? Very good. Take it away.
We have a long report. It was busy at Somerset County Ed Services Commission. There were 4 presentations, and the first one was the 2025 audit, and overall doing very well with 3 recommendations. They were payroll check. This is where all the employees are verified. They have to come and sign for their check, just to make sure that everybody is there, alive and active. The other 2 suggestions were paperwork submissions. So for food services and lead water testing, just that they get their paperwork on time. The BA, Jess Cipolla, presented the summary for the 26-27 budget, and they did a 10-year review of the revenue history. Looked at enrollment trends. It looks like it might be going down a little bit this year because there are a large number of seniors who are graduating and students going back to district, which is always the goal. That's exactly what you want. The proposed budget has a 6.5% increase, and the largest components are salaries, benefits, and special ed transportation. Another presentation was on the just a review of the 25-26 district goals. The first goal is enrollment, and again, they decreased it. They wanted a 25% increase, but because there are so many seniors and students who are going this year, that they dropped that to a 15% increase. Students are working towards rewards and incentives. ESC has added 3 new classrooms this year. They added a music and audio-visual program, which is being very well received. They've started a volleyball and bowling program where the students are playing other schools. And this is a first, and they really wanted the kids to connect with other kids just with the sports. And they're also they had the Shop Right program, and they're looking to change that into a bistro program where they can order food, prepare food, and serve food for people who come in for meetings as well as students in the program. The second goal is marketing. That is, if you look at their website, they have everything that you could ever want to know on there. Goal 3 was buildings and grounds, and 3 of the 4 goals have been met. And those 3 that have been met are they've installed safety cameras, networking infrastructure has been updated, and training for the maintenance personnel. The one they haven't been able to do, they have an outside area for the students when the weather is nice, and they were looking for sunshades, but it's so expensive. They're looking for new vendors or different options. The 4th district goal is special ed transportation, and that has a 6.5 increase because it's such a large program now. They're hiring 2 new employees, and they're streamlining the software to Logic 54, which will make everything run much smoother. The last presentation was the Governor's Education of the Year presentation, which was very nice, very well received. The superintendent's report really kind of went over some of the goals again, but this is the final year on the mortgage for the old building, and they have the Career Center mortgage has 8 more years, so they were happy with that. And that is it.
You weren't kidding. That was a full report. Did they have you there all day? Yeah. Yeah. That was great, though. Thank you very much. Any questions for Mrs. High on SCESC? All right. Since Mr. Incalcaterra is not with us this evening, we will not have a Southbound Brook report. So at this time, I will ask if there are any final comments or questions regarding anything from any of the committees. All right. Hearing none, we are open to the public for agenda items only. I don't see any members of the public that are actually here, unless there's anybody from the administration who would like to address us. I think we are clear to move on to item 6.1. Be it resolved that the Bound Brook Board of Education, upon recommendation of the superintendent, approves the minutes for the following Board of Education meetings, regular and executive meeting minutes from January 21st, 2026. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Bowell. A second? Thank you, Mrs. High. Any discussion? All right. Hearing none, can we have a roll call, please, Ms. Lee?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Oops, I went too far on my agenda here. We are up to item 7.1. I'm really happy turning pages. Be it resolved, the superintendent recommends for approval the resolutions as outlined in district personnel resolutions. This is item 7.2 through 7.38. May I have a motion? Motion. Thank you, Mr. Zupko. A second. Thank you, Mr. Minhas. Any discussion? Please go ahead.
I just wanted to say, looking at 8.5, the high school programs of study, what a lot of work went into that. Are we on? We're on 8.
We're on 7.
We're on 7. I'm ready for 8.
I can't wait to get there. Ready to go. Any other comments or questions on the items in personnel resolutions?
I got a quick question. On 7.4 with the manager or else known as the EPA, what exactly does it mean by manager? So that, I mean, no,
Yeah.
What he does is he will make sure everybody knows the amounts, work with them, the people who write them, in order to make sure it meets the qualifications. So that's what it means. So he works in coordination with the curriculum department.
will that also include like expanding grant capture as well?
Well, we're going to do that with the administrative team. So different grants in different departments. A lot of them come from curriculum. The supervisors and Robin work together to write grants, and hopefully we'll secure it in the next couple of months.
All right. Well, when I read that, I was thinking that this person is going to be working more like grant capture, and then I was going to think there like an ROI involved in here, and talking different types of grants like corporate expensive idea grants, or we're talking more, trying to use it for more, for like not just placement, but using for to pay for other services that we normally wouldn't do.
Yeah, to kind of get revenue, we would use the grants for whatever.
Yeah. Any other comments or questions on section 7? All right, hearing none. Ms. Lee, can we do a roll call, please?
Sure. Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Dawson?
Yeah.
Ms. Gazino? Yes. Mr. Hyde? Yes. Mr. Januzzi?
Yes.
Mr. Manhas? Mr. Valmer? Mr. Zupko? Motion passes.
Thank you. We are up to item 8.1. Be it resolved that the Bound Board of Education approves the resolutions as outlined in district education resolutions. This is items 8.2 through 8.26. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Dawson. A second. Thank you, Mrs. High. Any discussion?
Well, I think I'll jump in.
Well
I
played.
I do love this whole section just because it highlights all the field trips, the summer programs that are coming up. It's just such a busy time. But reading through the high school programs of study, I was just so impressed with the amount of work that went into that. And it was very easy to read. And the graphs, I love colors. So I see the colors in there and I'm like, okay, I can see it. You know, the whole schedule in there, just very visual and very well explained. So thank you that's a lot of work. So thank you for that.
Well done. Other comments or questions in section 8? All right, hearing none. Ms. Lee, a roll call, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Item 9.1, be it resolved that the Bound Board of Education approves the resolutions as outlined in board action resolutions. These are items 9.2 through 9.29. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Dawson. A second. Thank you, Mr. Zupko. Any discussion?
Me.
Go ahead, Ms. High.
I wanted to say, you know, looking, there was the book vending machine, the donation for Smalley School. How exciting. You know, I really want to see what that looks like. And also from Kim's Bikes, 6 bikes for kids at Lafayette. Just so nice to see.
Mhm.
So thank you, donation people.
Absolutely. Mr. Bell?
Oh, actually, I was going to say the same.
Oh,
We're good.
very good.
He stole my thunder.
I have a question on item, I think it's 9.5, the semi-action plan.
Okay.
So I understand that the that the state applied rates are lower than what was anticipated, so, the numbers are out of sync. What I wanted to inquire about was, there was a mention in there about a variance, and I wanted to just ask, based on what the sending participation rate should be, is there a revenue shortfall?
Law, we were supposed to raise the 90% of the prior year as a revenue. So that's the budget for the next year. We hadn't met that requirement. So that's why we are filing the corrective action plan.
So, I'll follow up. I don't know if the way it's appropriate to ask, but how much are we below target?
The next year budget 26, 27, the 90% of prior is 11,700 some change. So it's not a lot of revenue.
I will just make one comment. I'm very pleased to see item 9.10, that we're going to continue to work on shared services with the borough. I know that was a point of contention in the past that thankfully is behind us, and I'm glad to see that our mutually beneficial relations will continue. Any other comments or questions on section 9? All right, hearing none. Ms. Lee, a roll call, please.
Sure. Mr. Bob?
Yes.
Mr. Dawson? Ms. Gazino? Mr. High? Mr. Januzzi?
Yes.
Mr. Minhas? Mr. Ballmer? Mr. Zupko? Motion passes.
Thank you. We are up to item number 10. I have received no other matters to come before the board, which brings us to new business. So for the members, anything that you would like to raise? Wait, Mrs. High, you have something to
I
add?
have something. What I wanted to mention, this is really for the seniors at the high school, and that is it's scholarship time. And the Alumni Association this year, it has $16,700 in scholarship funds. And, just to encourage the kids to really apply for these, because, to see that money there, and the categories are for leadership, athletic activities, scholarship presented to a well-rounded student who has excelled academically, participated in all kinds of school activities. The Kenneth Salvatore Humanitarian Scholarship, again, for a student who really has shown their leadership in the school. And also the football, Jack T. Utzler Scholarship. But really to get the message out there for kids to apply for that, because it's money. It will help them. So thank you.
Well, and when they're ready for their next marketing campaign, just let them know that you've got them taken care of, all right? Apply for scholarships. It's money. Yes, you got it. Any other new business? All right, we are open to the public for discussion, and it looks like we actually have a taker. Dr. Santaserma, please.
Just a reminder, board members, March 19th, Dodging DC, adult dodgeball fundraiser. If memory serves, a couple years ago, you guys were on the precipice of winning that tournament.
We're very close, very close.
Yeah.
I think we got knocked down in the pre-quarterfinals.
So it would be an honor to have the board rejoin us once again and show, I believe it was Smalley won last year.
Yeah,
Smalley was ball.
Yeah, we can't let that happen again.
No, it is actually on my calendar.
There you go.
March 19th, yes.
That was a Thursday.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No, it has to be post-high school. But Mrs. Diaz, she'll, if you're interested, which I hope you are, she'll give you the whole list of sign up and all of that stuff. And like I said, there was a new champion last year, so time to knock them off.
You got it.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks, Dr. Santaserma. All right, we are on to item 13. Resolved that the Bound Brook Board of Education enter executive session as allowed by NJSA 10:4-11 for the purposes noted in the agenda under items 1, 3, 7, and 8. May I have a motion? Thank you, Mr. Minhas. A second. Thank you, Mr. Dawson. All in favor? Aye. We are adjourned to executive. All right, everyone, we are back in session, up to item number 14. Sorry, up to item 15.1. Be it resolved, the Bound Board of Education approves the resolutions as outlined in approval of HIB cases under middle and elementary schools. This is item 15.2. May I have a motion? Thank you, Mrs. Hyatt. Second. Thank you, Mr. Zupko. Roll call, please.
Mr. Belt,
Yes.
Mr. Dawson. Yes. Ms. Guzzino. Yes. Mr. High. Mr. Januzzi.
Yes.
Mr. Minhas. Mr. Bowmer. Mr. Zupko. Motion passes.
Thank you. Item 16.1, be it resolved that the Bound Brook Board of Education adjourns. May I have a motion?
Motion.
I'm going to give the motion to Mr. Dawson, the second to Mr. Bow. All in favor? Aye. We are adjourned.